Not too many people have made guides videos talking about some of the smaller, lesser known platforms that, to be honest, not too many guys are taking advantage of. So we wanted to put this video together today talking about Fetlife, which is a platform that we use within our own agency to generate traffic for a select number of our creators. First and foremost, let's cover some of the basics. With Fetlife as a platform, you are going to need a creator who is compliant enough to provide you the content. You're also going to need that creator to be someone who's happy to post nudity online for free. Unfortunately, you will not get away with posting fully clothed content on Fetlife and expect to generate any kind of substantial traffic to your accounts. Every now and again, you will get prompted for a photo verification on Fetlife, even if you do everything perfectly. So it's important that you select a model who will actually provide you the images for that verification. Once the verification has been prompted on the profile, you'll have 2 weeks to get it completed. Otherwise, you will have the account permanently deleted. So it's a really, really important point to consider. There's also a very common misconception with Fetlife that in order to use the platform for OnlyFans traffic, your creator has to be in the fetish scene. They have to be a femdom creator, they have to be a trans creator. That's definitely not the case. There are a lot of creators on the platform who are more generic, quote unquote, vanilla creators, and they're still doing extremely well. But one thing that you will need to do is you will need to pick a niche for the platform. This could be submissive, it could be dominant, it doesn't particularly matter. As I mentioned, there are creators on both ends of the spectrum who are doing very, very well and generating a lot of traffic to their OnlyFans pages. But try and get specific about exactly what niche and exactly what roles you have allocated to the profile. One of the first things that you should do before you go ahead and create a profile for your creator is actually just do a little bit of market research. Get yourself on Fetlife, create your own account, look through the profiles, see what people are doing, see what people are posting, see what roles people have, see how they're funneling to OnlyFans, reverse engineer some of the bigger accounts on the platform, and also, more importantly, the accounts that are already similar to your own creator. This is going to be really important, and it's going to give you a lot of leverage when you're trying to pick the right brand for your own. Another misconception with Fetlife is that you are not allowed to funnel to OnlyFans. That is not true. You absolutely are allowed to do it. However, it is frowned upon by a lot of the members of the platform. So you need to do so in a way that's quite subtle and not overly pushy with overly aggressive call to actions. Otherwise, you will face some problems. Now you've picked the creator that you want to use for Fetlife, you've picked a niche or a brand, you've done some market research and reverse engineered some of the top accounts on the platform and the accounts that are similar to your own creator. You're now ready to create an account, so let's jump into the method itself. A lot of the method that we're about to dive into is heavily reliant on the fact that we need to get up to ideally a minimum of sort of 5,000 to 10,000 followers on the profile before we actually start funneling to OnlyFans. And the reason being is Fetlife will give your profile a commercial strike, which essentially means that they're going to halve your engagement and prevent your account and your posts from being pushed. If you start funneling to OnlyFans immediately as soon as you create your account, what you'll find is you'll get your commercial flag very quickly and you'll have a really, really difficult time in actually building up the account to the point where you can consistently hit the explore page with your posts, which is what's needed to actually bring the traffic in. So instead, we focus on building an account from 0 followers up to a minimum of 5,000 followers, ideally nearer to 10,000 followers, before we actually include the OnlyFans link. That means that by that point, we have enough followers that when we post a photo or a video, the followers will engage with the post, they'll like, they'll comment, enough so that we're able to actually hit the explore page almost every time we post, which is important to bring in as much traffic as possible. This will not happen overnight. It will be a long project. It's going to take you several weeks to get up to 5,000 followers organically. There are things that you can do to speed this up. If you wanted to use a automation software like Fetbot, for example, you can do so, but you will be more likely to get banned if you're not using it correctly. So we actually recommend that you do things organically, take your time, build up your followers from 0 to around 5,000 or so, and then you can start to leverage the explore page. There are 2 main methods that we utilize to build an account from 0 to 5,000 followers. One of which is the follow unfollow method, which is probably something that you guys are familiar with from Instagram. This is something that will help build up your followers quite quickly. However, if you are doing it and abusing it and doing it to the extreme every single day, you probably will run into issues. You'll probably run into a lot of verifications or even account bans. So use it in moderation. Don't max out the number of follows that you can do every single day. Try and make your accounts look as organic as possible. Another thing that we do here to grow the account early on is post in groups on Fetlife. There is a tab on the platform where you can post in groups that are related to your creator's niche. This is going to be another fantastic way to drive in a bunch of followers to try and get to that 5,000 mark. We aim to post twice per day. You can push it to 3 times per day if you like, but we will do 1 photo and 1 video every single day, and we will space out the posting times by at least a few hours. Same with most platforms, videos tend to get better engagement than photos, so you want to spend more time posting video content if you have it available. One really key tip here is to continue to engage with the people who are leaving comments on your posts. Reply to all of the comments and do so every few hours. Keep logging into the account or have your VA logging into the account. Respond to the comments. This tends to push the content even further. Once you get to around 5,000 followers, you should now have enough engagement so that your posts are hitting the explore page. You can opt to add in the OnlyFans funnel here if you wish. However, if you're willing to wait a little bit longer and continue building the account up, building up your follower base, you will see better results in the long run if you can put this off to around 20 to 30,000 followers in total. That will yield better results. However, you will be sacrificing that short-term traffic to do so. If at this point you are willing to continue growing the account before adding the OnlyFans funnel into the bio, you can expect to essentially have no effect at all from receiving the commercial strike. You've now got between 20 and 30,000 followers. The commercial strike will not have a negative impact on the account itself. Whether you decided to start funneling to OnlyFans at 5,000 followers, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, it doesn't matter. One thing that we do recommend is that you guys close off the DMs of the profile itself and essentially force people to head over to the link in the bio and sub to the OnlyFans page. You can, if you wish, leave the DMs open, of course, but if you are going to do that, then I would definitely recommend that you have someone who is manning the DMs every day to funnel them actively, or utilize something like Fetbot to do that automatically, although there is a risk of your account being banned at that point, of course. From this point, you want to continue to grow the account with daily posts, photos, videos, again, 2 to 3 times per day. At the 50,000 follower mark, you should be bringing in on average of around 20 to 50 paid subscribers per day, depending on the creator and the niche, of course. One final key tip here for you guys is to hit the explore page. You should expect to have between 100 and 200 likes on a video and roughly 1,000 plus likes on a photo, just so you know what your expectations are for the posts. That was the Fetlife marketing guide. Just to reiterate one key point here, guys, Fetlife will not be a main traffic source for the vast majority of creators. Maybe on a very rare occasion, it will be substantial enough to take a main slot, but we see Fetlife as a secondary platform for the creators that we run it with. It's an addition on top of the traffic that we get from other platforms, the main platforms that we see, such as Instagram, Twitter, Reddit, and so on. But it is definitely something that, in my opinion, at the moment is unsaturated and is definitely something that's worth exploring. It doesn't require a massive amount of effort from a member of the team or a VA, so it's worth doing for the creators who fit the platform. Hopefully you guys found that useful. I know there were a few people in the Telegram group who requested this video specifically. The link to that group is in the description of the video, and if you have any other questions for us, please feel free to fire them into the chat.